we go. Hanging in there.
Yeah, my little hip hurts me.
Oh, well, this will be perfect then.
It will?
Yep. So legs will be straight out. Good. And what we're gonna do is take the strap, and we're just gonna do first. You want to start with that one?
Yeah.
All right. So we'll start straight flexion, active isolated stretching. So the reason why we call it active isolated stretching is because we want to isolate one single muscle group, and it's called active because we're going to actively lift through the motion that we're trying to stretch. All right. So we want to lift. So if we're trying to stretch the hamstrings, what's the opposite muscle group of the hamstring? Quadriceps. So what we're going to do is actively contract through the quadriceps. And you're going
to be like flexed.
So you're going to basically reach through your heel. There you go, to get that to engage. Now you're going to relax your hand for now. And you're just going to lift your leg up as high as you can. Once you get as high as you possibly can, you're going to pull.
Am I still engaging my quad?
Oh yeah. Squeeze, and sometimes it'll start to turn off a little bit, but that's okay. You're really going to try to push through the heel, engage, and then back down. All right. So you only want to use maybe like 10, maybe 20 pounds of pressure, not like a whole lot, like yanking your leg. You just want to kind of like guide the end range a little bit. Okay. So squeeze tight, lift actively, and the very end you do 2 seconds, 1 1,000, 2 1,000.
Is it okay if my other leg's coming up a little bit off the ground?
That's all right. So you don't want to pull too much, and yeah, that's the thing is you want to try to keep everything relatively flat.
Okay.
Okay. Go for it. Squeeze. Pull 1 1,000, 2 1,000, down.
I don't have much extra.
That's all right. Go for it. Lift, squeeze, keep contracting, push through the heel. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, down. So you basically are going to do 10 repetitions each time you do this. Squeeze tight, tight. You got it. Squeeze and pull. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, down. Good. And again, you just keep going. Back up. Squeeze. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, down. Good. So after she's done 10 of these, we can now move to internal rotation. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, down. So to do rotation, what we're going to do is let the strap fall on the inside of the ankle, wrap around. Good. And then from there, you're going to hold with the opposite hand. All right. So you'll notice that when you pull on this time, same thing. We're going to contract through here. You're going to let the toes kind of roll and work a little bit. So contract and lift. Very end, you're going to give a little bit of a pull. 1 1,000, 2 1,000. Good.
Is somebody going to be with and helping them twisting?
You can at the beginning, yeah. Absolutely. Contract and pull. You can choke up a little bit on that. There we go. Again. Contract. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, down. Good. Pretty simple, right?
I mean,
so why do you only hold it for like 2 seconds?
Because it kills.
All we're doing, all we're focusing on, because we're using active muscle contraction, so that's going to stimulate reciprocal inhibition, right? So there's a very small window of time when you're at the end of a muscle length and the opposite muscle group is contracting before this muscle group starts to contract and reflexively spasm and try to prevent itself from tearing.
Okay.
So there's a very small window. We're using neurology to kind of help the muscle open up a little bit.
Okay.
1 1,000, 2 1,000, down. Good. Pretty good. Easy. Now, if you wanted to get deeper into this kind of stretch, you could even let it fall outward, down a little, and then pull.
Do I bend my leg?
No, keep it nice and straight. So you're still contracting through here, still letting that toe kind of fall, and then, yeah. So that's going to start to get into like IT bend, TFO, right? Those types of structures. Right?
That was long.
But I would just start with them kind of just going straight up, maybe a little bit over. All right, so then we'll do external rotation. So for that one.
So we're going to do this like 70-year-old people too?
No.
Like 70? We don't really
You
have
made
any
it,
70-year-olds. I mean, we've got Terry,
typically
would
that
he
would
be game?
be, he would be game, yeah. All right, so for external rotation, you just let the toes fall outward a little bit, straps wrapped around the outside, right? So we're contracting through the quad again, reach, lift, and then at the very end, 1 1,000, 2 1,000, down. Good.
Is the leg supposed to go that way?
So sometimes you can just like bend a little bit to help the back stay nice and flat. Good. If you find yourself rotating too much, go ahead again.
Is my leg supposed to be going out?
Yeah, pretty much straight. Yep, right there. There you go. 1 1,000, 2 1,000 down. That's it. So what's up?
So,
I like shaky.
what are you targeting with going lateral and medial?
So if you think about the hamstrings, they all insert onto the ischial tuberosity,
Yeah.
but then they come out and they'll split into your lateral and medial groups,
Okay.
right? One group will work with a little bit of internal, one will work with a little bit of external rotation. Good. Pretty easy.
I like shaky.
Yeah, so that's the good thing about active isolated stretching is that we're strengthening and stretching at the same time. You get to start to fatigue the quads a little bit. Cool?
Yeah.
Basic stuff, right? All right, what are we gonna